Hi again, welcome to your academic word of the day. Today's word we have modify. Modify has three syllables. Modify. 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 The accent is placed mostly on the first syllable. Modify. Once more. Modify. Your turn to pronounce it. Great. In Spanish is modificar. The part of speech that we're using it is a verb. Correct. We're using both definitions as a verb. Let's go over the familiar words. We have modification singular, modifications plural. It's used as a noun. Unmodified, used as an adjective. For synonyms, we have alter and change. Alter and change. Antonym, we have leave or alone. To leave, to be alone. Let's go over our definition. First definition of modify, used as a verb, means to change something slightly, especially in order to make it more suitable for a particular purpose. To change something slightly, especially in order to make it more suitable for a particular purpose. How do you know that modify is a verb? Look at the definition. It starts with the to change. Changing something, that's an action. You're actually doing that. To change something slightly is barely changing it, a small change. Especially in order to make it more suitable, to make it fit better, to make it go along better for a particular purpose. Let's look at our example. If the quotation is very long, you can modify it, you can change it, by replacing unnecessary phrases with an ellipsis. This is an ellipsis. So when you have a very long quotation and you don't want to write everything, or there's some stuff in the quotation that you want to use as evidence, as support, instead of having to write everything, you can modify it, you can change it by taking away or replacing all the elements or the words or phrases or sentences that you don't need, that are not necessary, by placing or writing an ellipsis. The ellipsis modifies your quotation to make it shorter so that you only show the most important parts. For example, I have here omission of a word or part of a sentence that is replaced by 3 dots and it's still ellipsis. Oh, I'm sure you get the drift. Okay, so in this case, the ellipsis is used to shorten the quotation to make it, to replace the unnecessary text and just get to the point. Instead of providing the entire long definition, you just cut down the parts that you don't need and you replace them with an ellipsis, and you just shorten your sentence. Modify, second definition, used also as a verb, to make something less extreme. Again, to make, that's a key word for verb. To make something less extreme, not too out there or too extravagant or too dangerous. Okay, less extreme. You got to modify your expectations. They are too unrealistic. You got to modify your expectations. They are too unrealistic. In this case, you have to make your expectations less dramatic or less drastic. Okay, saying that, for example, what comes up to mind is if you are in a relationship, for example, and you expect your girlfriend or boyfriend, to tell you all the time, "I love you, I love you, I love you," or to pay for everything. Those are your expectations, or that they're always calling you on the phone or texting, something like that. Those are a little bit extreme when it comes to a relationship. Also with friends, you want to hang 24/7. with your friend, right? Those are expectations that a friend of you might have, or you might have towards your friend. But those expectations are unrealistic. They're a little bit extreme. So you have to modify them to make them fit better, okay? To make them less of a demand, okay? And more of like a union, or that you both agree or concur. Another example is this one here, this picture. Disney gave me unrealistic expectations about love, right? If you look at Disney movies, they're like a little extreme in terms of falling in love for the first time or the first sight, and they live happily ever after, and they have no problems, and everything is pretty, goes beautiful. But that's an unrealistic expectation, right? That we get through some of the movies. So we have to modify them in reality. Okay, this has been your word for today. This is your last word of this week. And it's modify. Go ahead and write your own sentence, your original sentence, at the bottom of your flashcard. Include a visual. Don't forget your visual. And copy the sentence for today on the back.